Hello and welcome back to the Scale Modelling Cafe and welcome to this week's weekly update. Right, here we go. That's a bit better. Right, so we're into December, crikey, and Christmas is fast approaching. I go home in 3 weeks, which is really exciting. Looking forward to that. Yeah, going into our new house because Julie moved the other week and I've not been there yet. Anyway, I'm waffling. Channel update. Last Sunday was the final part of the Airfix 148 scale Lightning. I've had some really nice feedback actually, so thank you very much for that. I'm glad finally I was able to get those last two parts up and published. Now the ammo paint range has been announced. I still haven't got round to doing the review video on that. I will. It's just a question of trying to make time for it. So stand by for that. I'm sorry if some of you have been waiting patiently, but there we go. Life gets in the way sometimes. So I'm going to try and do it for next week if I can. Not getting back from work until Tuesday night, so Wednesday. So I might be able to film it on Wednesday and get it up. That would be the plan anyway. Because that's finished, part one of the Antonov can go up, which is really exciting, actually. I do say in that video, in the part one, that maybe by the time that you see it, it's finished. Clearly it's not finished, it's going to be another couple of weeks. I desperately need to get that finished before Christmas. I really do. Not least because it's for the Flory Models Greeblies group build, which finishes end of December. So I need to get it done, but we're getting there and we're nearly there. Part one, as with all my videos, is an introduction to the model itself. What I always do is detail all the bits of aftermarket I'm going to be using and also my kind of vision for the model. What have I got in mind? I think most of us have. When we start a model, we can almost visualize what it's going to finish like and what it's going to be like when it's all done. I'm trying in these videos to get that across. It's a little bit difficult with this one because it is a bit makey-uppy as I go alongy. I've got a kind of rough idea in mind. We're actually very close to finishing now, so the vision is more, the picture in my head is kind of more finished than normal. So I'm struggling to think of my words there, but there we go. So that's part one. So look out for that on Sunday. It's uploaded and edited already. It goes live Sunday evening, 6 o'clock UK time. Right, which leads me neatly on to the model itself. So obviously last week I'd already finished the wings. I've almost finished the fuselage now. So here it is. The wings were finished before, but obviously now the fuselage is painted, the nose is painted. Finally, I kind of worked out what I was going to do there. You can still see the shark's mouth. That's all been sprayed on. And what I've just done is the mesh for the front of the where the windows were, the four round windows. I cut all that out, as you know. And I've actually put mesh there. I've also just put mesh in the doors, so the doors are now finished. Here's the armoured door that I made. That's got mesh in the window, as has the kit door. What I need to do with this now is I just need to do a bit of weathering on the fuselage. I'm going to do a little bit of oils, not too much, some streaking effects. Then what I'm going to do is I might then mount the wings. Before I can mount the wings, I've got the gas patch turnbuckles. I've already drilled and put some Alban Alloys tubing in there. So hopefully they should very neatly just slot in and then I can bend them to the right angle. What I'm not going to do though is I'm not going to rig it until the very end. So as I said, next job, bit of oil work, bit of streaking, some weathering. I'll fix the canopy in place. Then the wings will go on with the gas patch turnbuckles, and then it's a question of bringing it together really. which is really exciting. So I'll do a little bit more weathering, then it'll be the undercarriage going on, the engine's going on. The engine's going to be a bit of a fiddle actually, and then just finishing off putting the armament on, and that's pretty much it. So we're very, very close to the finish line. I'm really pleased with how it's looking. Chuffed to bits how the shark's mouth has come out. The mesh didn't quite work actually. I put it in burnishing fluid, but it didn't touch it. I suspect because it's maybe it's got a steel coating or something that's impervious. But anyway, we're almost there. It's really cool, but the deadline is rapidly approaching. But I'm loving this. It's one of my favourite ones I've done actually, frankly. So that is the Colt. The question is now I just need to do a whole load of editing to keep the videos coming, and I'm behind on that. And I'm starting the new course, so I'm not going to have much time to do editing in evenings, especially doing 12-hour days and studying the evenings as well. It's going to be a bit of a mess, but I'll do what I can. The second part, which is all the airframe prep. So I say in part one that the second part is going to be the interior. It's not. It's the airframe prep. So that's scribing, riveting, cutting out all the holes, that kind of stuff, a little bit of construction. And then the week after will be the interior, construction with a little bit of painting, and then the next part will be the rest of the interior, painting it all. And so it goes on. A lot of editing to come on that. That's that model. Right, the news then. Not a lot in the industry that's come out. Just a few things I wanted to mention though. Ammo Mr. Surfacer putty, not Mr. Surfacer, Ammo Surfacer putty has hit the streets. There's a video, I'll put a link in the description below how to use it. It's in the standard ammo bottles. It comes in these bottles with the brush, which is cool. And they're claiming it doesn't shrink. I don't know how they managed that, but there we go. So it'd be interesting to see if the claim is true. If it is true, then that's going to be epic. There's probably a caveat that you can't just put it in a huge dollop and expect it not to shrink and whatever. Thin layers, I'm assuming, are the way ahead. So go and watch that. Couple of new kits. One which I'd never even heard of, didn't know they did it. Edward, new kit from Edward, who knew? 72nd scale is, right, let me get this right, an SK38 glider. So it's the sort of pre-war and wartime glider that the youths used to fly, all open and everything. It was the free gift with entry to E-Day. I think maybe the previous, the recent E-Day. That's now on general release. It must be a tiny little thing, but it looks quite cool. So that's that. And the other one, which just came out completely out the blue, which AMK releasing, well, out the blue for me anyway, not heard of it before. I'm sure they had announced it at some stage. AMK have announced 1/48 scale Mi-17 hip, which is awesome. Sadly lacking in 48 scale. Clearly we've had the Heinz come out, the Mi-24s come out from, who? So it was Vesda was one of them, and there was another one, wasn't there? Or was it just Vesda? I don't know. Someone can tell me in the comments below, I'm sure. Yeah, the Mi-17 in 48 scale. Now I know Hobby Boss are bringing one out, and they've obviously got a jump on them. But Hobby Boss and Trumpeter tend to do quite well on their sort of Russian/Soviet kit. Accuracy-wise, that is. So I was anticipating that would be quite good, but AMK are bringing one out, yeah, that looks really quite good. So I've made the 72nd one from Hobby Boss. That was a lovely kit. Did all that derelict. That was good fun. And yeah, I think that'd be quite a lump in 48th, judging by the size of the Colt. That should be quite cool. And that is just about it. So a fairly quick one this week. Not had too much modelling time, but as you saw, the fuselage is almost done. Then I can bring the upper wings on, fiddle with the undercarriage, little bit more weathering, and sort of finally bring it all together. And hopefully that'll be done in a few weeks before I go home for Christmas. Hurrah! Okay, right, the last thing just to mention is I'm going to keep my ear close to the ground for some of the 2023 announcements from some of the other manufacturers. Obviously, we've had it from Edouard already. They've kind of stolen a march on all the other manufacturers. So if I hear anything, I'll try and bring a video to you ASAP. If I don't, I've got 2 weeks away. So last week of December, including Christmas, and then the first week of January, I'm actually going away to Centre Parks on holiday then. So there won't be anything going up on the channel those 2 weeks. So if there are any announcements, I'll stick them up on the Facebook page, and then when I get back, I'll do a sort of a big roundup, I think. We'll have to see. There we go. Just thought I'd mention that. Right, there we are. Right, as you can tell, I need a haircut, so I'm going to go and do that now. Need to go and sort out the daughter's car, which is engine's blown up and it needs a new one. So it's all go. Right, so happy modelling, and I'll see you on the next one, I guess. Cheers, bye-bye.